are so excited to have our beautiful guests today, aren't we?
We certainly are. And we're just so pleased to have Leanne here to talk to us about her amazing book and her journey to get this book out and on the road. On the road is what I was trying to say. So, yeah, hi, everybody, and I'm glad you joined us today.
Okay, Leanne Costello from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to Angel Heart Radio.
Thank you. It's lovely to be invited on your show. It's a real honor.
Yeah, thank you, Leanne. Big shout out to Andre for making sure I knew about your book. Now, My 2 Feet on the Ground is really a beautiful, beautiful book written for children. But Leanne, I have to tell you that I felt my inner child getting really connected with this story that you've written, because it's all about being everyday mindfulness, isn't it, for children?
That's right. And it's funny that you should say that, because that was my intention, was that hopefully the reader, the person reading the book, the grandmother, the aunt, the teacher, would also, it would be food for thought for them as well. So, yeah, that's
yes,
great.
and I think we can all relate to different parts of the book as we're going through it. It's beautifully written. It's written in a way that's easy to understand, but we can all relate to it all. And I think that's what the great thing about a book that you want to look at and you want to read and you want to share with everybody is it's easy to read, you understand it, and you can relate to it.
Mm-hmm. Having that experience of, I have grandchildren, as you all know. I've told you 7,000 times about how amazing that is for me. And having a book like this for children has become a real journey of gratitude for me, Leanne, because when I take the kids to school twice a week, and looking around at all the children in the school ground, and I see them interacting with each other, or I can hear the things they're saying to one another. And it's such a magical world at that age, isn't it?
It really is. And I've always, I don't have children myself, but I've always felt a real connection. I always felt inside I could think like a child, and I could be very childlike at times, and it was something that I've always wanted to do from a young age, and children have always warmed to me, and we've always had a good connection. So so just through journeys and experiences and challenges that I'd had in my life, I often wondered, how do children cope, and it had always been on the back of my mind, because I was always a seeker of the truth, and read books and spiritual books, and dabbled in Buddhism and attended yoga, and I have a great circle of friends. And I often wondered, well, what do children do, So it had always been on the back of my mind to write something like this, or try to help them in some way. And then life just carries on, and I forgot all about it. And then one night, just late in, I think it was November 2017, I woke up in the wee hours of a Saturday morning, reciting the first few lines of the book, and I thought it's pretty special. Things like that had happened to me before, but I don't know, just through confidence issues or whatever, I just never acted on it. But I thought this is pretty amazing, because there was probably about 8 lines that I kept saying. So I thought in the morning I wrote it all down, and then over the next 6 months I kept adding to it and writing it down. So it felt right. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is it, when we get those messages from spirit, from our guides, whatever way you want to choose it, and you get the messages and you write it down, that that's the reason. It's what's meant to be, and I think that shines through in the book.
Thank you. Yeah, it's that's exactly what I thought. I thought it's come from somewhere, either my soul or the universe, and I thought, and I just, it sounded very special to me, and I hoped that it would be special to other people, and they would get the book. And so over 6 months, you know, I was working on it. I was just on Sundays or Saturdays. Sometimes I would only get a line a week. You know, I'd always been into rhymes and poetry since I was a little girl, and I could easily come up with a line, but I wanted to wait until the right lines came through. So I would often just sit with my glass of water and in quiet meditation and just wait for the lines to come through. But it's funny, often they would come through when I'd be thinking about it on the tram, you know, going to work. So I'd get my phone out and write it, type it into my phone. And so my godchild, actually, my friend's little boy, when he read the book, it was around the middle of COVID. I think it was August last year, in the middle of Melbourne shut down. And he said, "Mum, I love this book. I want to keep it forever." So thought he gets it. He got the book, and it's helped him, and that was exactly the response that I was hoping for. You know, that he understood, and it worked.
And what a special response that was. You know, how wonderful to receive that response. So it was just such a confirmation for you that this was the right thing to do and the right book to write at this time.
And I love too, Leanne, that you trusted your guidance. You trusted the fact that you woke up reciting the beginning of the book. I love the fact that you trusted that. And I love the fact that you really took action on that, because it's not, it looks so easy, doesn't it? When you publish a book, you just publish a book. But there's a lot of, there's a big journey that goes along with that, and all the decisions. There are so many decisions to make along that journey, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of decisions to make in terms of structure, and you know, that it's not the book isn't a story as such. So I come up with the ideas of each scenario, and then I had to figure out, you know, well, what flows, and I knew the ending had to be ready for bedtime. You know, the ending had to be, you know, when you turn the lights out and snuggle up and go to sleep. So, you know, and then, you know, thinking about the cover and the back cover. And so I designed the front and back covers. And so that was something else to think about. But I really enjoyed that challenge, that process, and using both my mind and, you know, just spontaneous creativity as well. And it was really, really lovely. But it took the words took about 6 months all up, and then I spent another 12 months doing the illustrations. You know, some illustrations are larger, took, you know, more time than others, and some I would work on over 3 weekends, and others I would finish in 1 weekend. So yeah, it was a long process. And then in between, life got in the way and it was put on hold. So it was only published last year. Yeah.
Life gets in the way for all of us, doesn't it? But, you know, I like the way that you sort of explained that. That's really good, really good.
And it's the process, isn't it? It's trusting that process. It's knowing that there's not, well, for me, certainly it wasn't, and for you too, it wasn't about, well, I have to knock this out and I got to get it out quickly. There was a process that you were able to follow. And it's being true to that process, Leanne, isn't it? Because the whole time you are unfolding, aren't you? You are connecting. You are bringing something into this book that's so beautiful and so spontaneous, as you said, and gentle and meaningful. It has so much meaning, this book. And it seems like, to me, when I first got the book, it was like, wow. I looked at your illustrations, because you illustrate it yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I looked at your illustrations and I recognized, my heart recognized what a big decision that was to do that, instead of maybe having something a bit more stylized or a little bit more, I guess stylized really is the word. I love the authenticity of your amazing illustrations, Leanne. Hold up the book and show us. Hold
So
it right
here
up
it
high. We
is.
want to see it, everyone. Okay, my 2 feet on the ground.
And that's the back. Yes.
Yeah. So
So
can
this
you,
is my little book.
oh, it's, and you know what? We often call our books little books, don't we? But it's a great big book because it's full of wisdom and meaning and support and encouragement. And there was a time reading it, I actually got really emotional because I could connect with what that was like for me as a child. So can you just open it somewhere and read a page to us and show us the page?
Yes. So I like this one's a little bit sort of artistic. So I like this one. So this is where, and I was trying to incorporate a few ideas into the one picture. So in this picture, you know, it's talking about, you know, going to your first school camp or your first school concert, and you've got to perform, and you're very nervous, and, you know, will I be okay? You know, it's a long time away without mum and dad, or everyone's looking at me. So, and then in contrast, on the other side, the little boy or girl realises that, hey, it's not so bad, you know. So here we go. So it says, my first day at school, and I'm not sure I really want to go. The teachers will look after me and I'll be fine, I know. It's like before my big school concert when I am full of doubt. I'll be myself and think good thoughts because it will all work out.
And that's it. That's it. It's about you're teaching mindfulness, you're teaching really sculpting and creating a positive future by the way that we think, the words that we're speaking. And this is just so incredibly important for children, particularly now with so much social media and so much in the news all the time and so many changes in the world. Having that sense of stability for a child, as we know, for us as well, is absolutely so important. And there it is. But I'll be all right, I know. And I remembered what it was like because I moved a lot as a child. I was always going to a new school. I was always the new kid. I was always behind. And I never felt that I was going to be all right. I was always so terrified. Of course, it was all right. But you're teaching children. It'll be all right, I know. You know? It's gorgeous.
Well, thank you. And, well, it's just, there's simple mindfulness techniques, and it's a combination of being, learning to be grounded, present, get out of your mind and think, have a cup half full attitude, you know, and a sense of optimism. And hopefully they're lessons there, and in this book they're subtle and gentle, but they're lessons that you can take with you forever. I mean, often, even now, you know, sometimes I'll be nervous about something and I just remember, where am I? What am I doing? Okay, I'm sitting down, yet my couch feels comfortable, and bang, I'm back and I'm okay. And
that's pretty amazing. And one that I related to, and you know, as an adult, I think that this relates to us as well. It's this lovely little, oops, can't really see it.
Oh, yes.
But I'll read it. I love your drawing. The falling rain sounds like music while I'm playing with my toys. It is simple things which often bring comfort, fun, and joy. Sometimes I turn the TV off to hear the peace and quiet. 5 minutes rest is all it takes. I recommend you try it. Now, I just so could relate to that page. I loved that page. I just thought it was beautiful. I love the rain. I love listening to the rain. And we have a metal roof, so, you know, I can hear the rain really well here at home.
It's lovely. Yeah, I love listening to the rain at night too. I sometimes, you know, I open the blind just to watch it, and open the window so I can hear it. But that's, if you're having trouble sleeping and you're listening to the rain, it really helps, doesn't it? And the part about turning the TV off and hearing the peace and quiet, that's about, so many families just have TV and noise running mindlessly. They're not really even listening to it or watching it, and it's on way too loud. And when I walk into people's homes and that's going on, I find it really jarring. But about just finding 5 minutes, give it a try and have a chance to hear your thoughts and to hear yourself think, and what that really is doing, if you're not a spiritual person, it's allowing you to connect to your soul and your innermost thoughts, and that's really important. So that's what that little part was about, you know. Yeah, having a chance to have some quiet time, it's really important.
So important. And so often we don't hear that extraneous noise. We think we've tuned it out. So we're not aware of it, but it's still having an effect on us, and it's still having an effect on our brainwaves and our emotions. And oh, look, Erin Gordon says, I'm so excited for this book. Like, links in the chat, in the comment section, everyone. I'm so excited for this book. I have a 5-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl, and introducing mindfulness to the both of them has been the top of my priority list. There are so many resources for adults on this subject. I have struggled to find tools to use with the kids. Congrats on this book. Yes, that's awesome. And it's so true. It's so true, Leanne and Erin.
So true. Yeah. I just knew there wouldn't be material out there for kids, and how do they cope, and as well, there's a lot of parents out there that are lost themselves, you know. Yeah, they wouldn't know where to start. So yeah,
Absolutely.
well, that's wonderful. I'm glad it can help. There's a lady that I know. Her little girl was going through a hard time towards the end of last year. Again, you know, the Melbourne lockdown, I think, was affecting everyone, and there was a little girl in her class that died. I think she had leukemia or cancer. She was really struggling, and so the lady bought my book, and now it's this little girl's favourite book. You know, she reads it every night, and when she plays school teachers, apparently she was telling me now she uses my book when she's playing pretend teachers, and teaches a class about, you know, mindfulness and being present and listening and feeling your feet on the grass, she says.
Christine's in the chat room. We love having you with us. Everyone, Lacey's with us. Thank you, everyone. And lots of people we don't even see are with us. So thank you for watching. If you would like to comment, and in the comment section, and you would like us to be able to read it in real time, share it, please watch this on Angel Heart Radio on Facebook, because that's where we can see your comments. Now, Christina, I think the subject of this book is so important. I just ordered from Amazon so that I can read to my own grandkids, and maybe even be able to use when working with kids. You got it, Christina. You're totally on board there. Beautiful. I can see on your face, Leanne, this is really a beautiful thing for you, isn't it? I'm getting a little bit on your part.
It really is. I thought, if in the beginning, when it was first published, I thought, if it helps one child or 10 children, you know, that would be amazing. And if it helped, you know, 1 or 2 adults at the same time, I thought that would be enough, you know. Yeah. And then over time, you know, I thought, no, it needs to help everybody. Mm-hmm. So and because my philosophy is grounded happy people means a happy world. You know, there's less anger and less fighting and greed, and and yeah, I've got lots to say on the topic. I could go on and on about it for ages.
Love it. I love that you're so passionate about it. And I love that you're very in yourself, you're very grounded within this subject, within this topic, right? You aren't just talking words, you're not just speaking about it, you're living it, expressing it, loving it, enjoying it, sharing it. These are qualities that really do make the world such a beautiful place for us to be in.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm always buying children's books, and I'm not, I love them. I pick them up and read them, and they make the world a better place. And everyone's books, even your book. It arrived yesterday, so I'm looking forward to reading that.
See, right there, everyone, this shows you, doesn't it, what a generous person, what a generous human being, what a generous soul Leanne is. We're here to talk about her book, and she takes the time to make sure that she mentions mine on camera. Leanne, that's really beautiful. Thank you so much. And again, Andre at Balboa Press, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it was Andre who said to me, hey, Anaya, I think you would really love this author, and she's in Australia as well. And so thanks for bringing us together, Andre. It's brilliant to support each other.
Yeah, it really is. And it's goodwill needs to be spread around. Yeah, again, it makes everyone feel good, and we're spreading the word. There's a lot of important things to say about angel guides. There's a lot of people alone out there, and or feeling alone at times, and we need these books in the world. Yeah.
We sure do. Welcome, Louise. Louise is watching with us. Erin says, yes, my girls struggled during Melbourne lockdown, homeschooling, etc. That's when the mindfulness journey started for my kids, begun with meditation and breathing exercises. So this is wisdom. Yeah. This is real wisdom, isn't it? To know that it's coming back into that central part of us, into that still part of us, that regardless of how busy or frustrated or anxious our minds are, actually does exist within us. And yeah, it's the journey to connect with that, isn't it? It's the choices. What are the small things I can do to connect with that part of myself?
Exactly. And just by being still, being quiet, turning the TV off, feeling the wind in your face, recognizing what you're doing, where you are, what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what you're seeing, brings you back to center. Having a few quiet moments, it's very grounding, and you feel the calm under the storm and the waves of life, if you like, because it is there. If you can connect to your soul, or even just to the stillness, if you're not particularly a soul person, if you just want to feel the stillness, it is there within you. If you just find that a couple of minutes. And even if you're a busy person, if you're at the office, sometimes I would be so frantic, I would be feeling my heart racing at work, and you've got 50 things to get done within an hour. Yet I would just stand at the photocopier and just feel the photocopier, feel my feet, and just hear the noise of the humming of the machine. And so you can really be mindful anywhere. You really can. It's great that parents are connecting, or everybody is connecting to themselves and learning about mindfulness and passing that on to their children, and recognising that they need it too.
Yeah, definitely. It's just so important for for both the parents and the children, because when they can discover and work with this together, that's a beautiful relationship, not only between each of them, but with spirit, with the angels, with our guides, with everyone and everything. It's all just beautiful. And then that's rippling out through their energy and their aura, rippling out to all the people who come into contact with them. And that's a beautiful thing as well. It's all about the sharing and the caring.
It really is. Now, Christina says it's life coping skills that can help them with the rest of their lives. And that is so very, very true. And those skills, once we teach one skill that becomes a foundational skill, doesn't it? We then have that skill within us that for the rest of our lives, we can expand and grow and build on that skill in ways that are meaningful and relevant to us, no matter where we are in our lives.
That's true. It allows you to cope in situations. Life is always full of challenges, but with these tools, you can remain present and grounded, and you know that you're not alone. You have your soul to rely on. You came here for a reason, so you have the tools to cope with whatever is presented to you. You have your guides. It allows expansion. It does allow you to set forth and live your life, not in fear, but with trust that everything will be okay and you'll get through it.
Yeah. Here's a page I really love. That's very wise and very true, Leanne, and very relevant, very important to really highlight that and focus on that and just spend that time to really begin to take that in, because it's a point of change. It is a point of, this is where I am on the map. If we're going somewhere, and we've got it, well, we used to have maps. Now we have GPS, right? But we're going to program where we want to go in our GPS. If it's somewhere where we don't know where we're going, and then the GPS works out all those coordinates for us, helps us along the way. And if you overshoot the mark, that's okay. It'll tell you to do a legal U-turn or to take the next left or whatever it might be. And it's the same with these skills. All along the way, they will evolve and unfold and guide us on our journeys here. Now, this page was very special to me because I struggled desperately in school. We moved so much. I was always behind. I was always the kid who, when the teacher said hands up, anyone who doesn't understand, my hand was always up. And it really became very heartbreaking for me. I felt like the dumb kid in the class all the time. And it wasn't until a teacher came into my world that helped me completely reframe that my whole life began to change, right? So how important is that? There's a big school test. I studied well, but I have butterflies. With self-belief, I'll do my best and grow up to be wise. I'm just a kid, but I can see some things are worth achieving, like happiness, being your best, and never stop believing. So if you're a kid who struggles and you've got those words playing in your mind, being read to you, you hear them, you read them, you sense them, suddenly a new world begins to open. It's a world of possibility rather than a world of I don't have possibilities. So it becomes life changing. And this book is so beautiful at that, because somehow you've garnered different experiences that an average child might have throughout a school year, but you've brought them all together in such a way, Louise, that suddenly they begin to sing and open and expand and bring other experiences to mind, and it all becomes very positive and possible.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. It's not about competition. It's just about being your best and believing in yourself. And if you're being your best, well, then that's all that you can do. You're being you, and then that, to me, that leads on, to the next page where it talks about it's school sports day, and it's okay to not always be the best. You cannot win in everything, but you can still be the fairest. We all possess our special gifts, our inside to be found. So follow your own special path with your 2 feet on the ground.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, I love it so much. I bet there's not a person out there, unless you're a person who hasn't experienced that. Sports days up, you're actually not great at sports. You can see that finish line and you just are so terrified that you're going to be the last one over it. So suddenly you're reframing, you're giving us a new avenue, you're giving us a whole new way of experiencing this. I can always be the fairest. And that is one of the most important skills in life we are ever going to learn, need, and call upon, because there are many opportunities to really not be fair. And that then starts to erode away at us. So you're giving us a bigger picture, Leanne. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice that you really understand the book. Yeah, it's I think it's important to humanity and to your own soul to be the fairest, and and then being the best that you can be. And the school sports day, and it might not just be about school sport. That's a bit of a metaphor, just to finding your own special gift. Just find what you're good at and do your best. That's all you can do, and to be the authentic you. Just
yeah. And I just found another page that I think is so important for adults, not just for children. I had a little fight today. It made me very sad. I think that I have hurt their feelings and I wish I never had. How can I move on from this? I don't know where to start. Next time I'll think before I act and say sorry from my heart. So, as an adult, that's such an important little page, that page, isn't it? Because to me, when I'm sort of always thinking about if you're having a problem with someone or you see someone in trouble, I'm always sending love from my heart to that person. And so, when I read that last line, I'll say sorry from my heart, I thought, well, I can relate so much to that line, because that's something that I do regularly, because by sending a message from your heart to someone else's heart, it has so much meaning. And sometimes you can't find the words to say, but the other person usually will know, because they will get that feeling, even if they don't understand where that feeling has come from.
That's exactly right. And sometimes the moment's passed, and you can say sorry from your heart to them, or you can just say it quietly at night, through a meditation, sending them love and wishing them well. Sending love out to that person and to the universe. That's what that's all about. And of course, and then the literal things, thinking before you act, and not to punish and judge yourself either. It's okay, you got it wrong this time, or maybe it wasn't your fault, but it maybe you could have handled it differently, but you'll think next time, and you'll get it better next time. So that's, it's not judging yourself is important too. Just move on, say sorry, and try better next time.
And of course, when you're activating your heart to send the love to their heart, it's nurturing yourself at the same time, and understanding that sometimes we might find ourselves in a position that we don't know how to act in it. And so we may say things or do things that are hurtful to others. So, I just think that that's such a precious little page too. So I really resonate with that page.
That's beautiful. Thanks, Caroline.
I'm loving this discussion so much, and I want to share now with you what else is happening in the comments. So let's go back. One of Christina's comments was, "Oh, I love that," and that was after we were discussing the page that I read. Erin says, "My 9-year-old is also very fortunate to have an out-of-the-box teacher who implements mindfulness into the classroom every day, and who has also developed children's mindfulness meditations. Yes, my Bonnie will be excited to share your book with her and her classmates. Isn't that
Oh,
wonderful?
that's lovely. That's lovely. Yeah, I'm not sure there are many children's meditations out there. So I'm actually in the process of setting up my business, and I do plan on doing a couple of free, meditations on YouTube or on the website for children, and then a couple for adults. That's wonderful. That's good to hear. Yeah.
That is awesome. And then Erin says, oh, if only I had this book as a child. See what you've
It's never
created
too
in the
late.
world? But see what you've created in the world, Leanne, this instant validation. And you're right, Caroline, it is never too late. But this validation from people coming from their heart and their understanding and their world as parents, or people who, are connected to children. I think it's just so thrilling and it's so exciting. I'm so grateful that we have the opportunity now to share you on Angel Heart Radio and just spread the word about how fantastic the book is. And you're speaking for yourself. I mean, how gorgeous is Louise's heart. Oh, sorry, Leanne's heart. How beautiful is the way you share, the connection that you have. I think this is very special, Leanne, and I also feel that we personally are very, very blessed, all of us, to have this opportunity with you today.
Yeah, I think I feel very blessed. I feel very honoured to be invited, and thank you to Andre for putting us together. And it was so lovely to meet you, and you've been so warm and supportive in between, leading up to today. And it's been truly wonderful, and to get the mindfulness message out there, and helping people in their lives, making the world a better place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, your book is a difference maker, as are you. Making a difference. And I love what you said before, how you started off thinking, well, if only one person is helped. And we actually have that mindset here on Angel Heart Radio. And Carol Ann and I are very aware of this, and we're very sure about it. And I know it sounds trite, and I know it sounds corny, and I know it's been said a million times before. It doesn't change the fact that if one person today, one single life is affected, that there's a benefit there of what we have presented today, then we consider ourselves blessed. Because that might not seem a lot to some people, but that one life is everything to someone. Benefits their family, their community, people at work. The ripple effect is far beyond anything we will ever see, right?
Exactly. I have a friend who always talks about the ripple effect, and it's true. If you're helping one person, then they're happier and more adjusted in their lives and coping, then the people around them, won't be. Their good vibes will ripple out, and how they're a good example. You don't have to always teach people. You can just set an example, and people can watch you, but be it your children or your siblings. And the ripple effect is huge. Yeah.
It's unquantifiable, actually. We cannot quantify what it does. So never underestimate yourself either, everyone. Every little ripple you put out into the world, when you cast a ripple on a pool, we know it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it affects the entire body of water. And that body of water, right, talking about as a way of really viewing it, that body of water is connected to every other bit of water on the whole planet, right? And Dr. Emoto's work really showed us how important it is that we have positive thoughts, positive words, loving thoughts, kindness. Erin says, Erin's so cool. She's just so awesome and always so supportive of us. We love you, Erin. We love you all, actually. But Erin, you're so lovely. A trio of powerhouse women here today.
Oh.
I would say it's a bit more than a trio because you're somebody else's as well. But
Yeah,
thank you,
four.
The positive change and contribution each of you are creating in the world inspires me so much. Thank you, ladies. That's gorgeous, Erin, because what it tells me, apart from the beautiful words you've written and how grateful we are to have that connection with you, what that really tells me, it tells me about your heart. It tells me about the type of energy you're putting out in the world, right? Because you couldn't get any of that if you weren't already doing it yourself, right? So
Yeah.
well done, Erin. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, that's gorgeous. Thank you. I love that. I love it. And hey, everyone, get Leanne's book. It is available at balboapress.com worldwide. It's available on Amazon. It's available everywhere. Right? My 2 Feet on the Ground. Yes, by Leanne Costello. Hold up again. We want to see it for a long time. Hang on when we come back, because you're not on camera.
Yeah.
My 2 Feet on the Ground by Leanne Costello. Google that. Write to Angel Heart Radio. We will make sure you've got the links. The links are going up constantly in the comment section here. We've got to just click on that. But one of the things I really want to invite you to do is when you get your book, when you get your ebook, when you get your physical book, please, you have no idea how much support it is for an author to actually go online and leave your review. And not only does it support the author, but it helps other people to know about the book and gives them confidence to spend their money. Yeah. So that's the ripple effect again, right? By actually doing that is brilliant, and it's so important. And I really would just love to know you were doing that for Leanne, because her book is truly worthy of any amount of time that you might spend to do that. Share it on your Facebook pages and all your social media. Let people know. Definitely. Okay. Christina says, my sister is a crisis resource person at a large, hard school system in Florida. I may have to send her a copy as well. Christina, look at you, change maker. Thank you. Oh, I've got goosebumps in. Christina, look at goosebumps. Ooh.
That's amazing. Just think of all the people that could help. Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know, this is it, Leanne. Just, you know, if you had stopped and really thought about all of this when you've got your first messages, you would never, you may have, but you may never have thought about how many people this would assist and help, not just children, but adults as well. And by the adults sharing with other adults, what praise is that? And what an acknowledgement of the beautiful words and story and drawings that are in this book, because it is just a book that can affect everybody. You know, as the grandparents are reading it, and I have grandchildren as well, as the grandparents are reading it to their grandchildren, you know, they're bringing that into their heart and sharing that as well. And so, you know, I love the ripple effect, and the ripple effect is going far and wide today, which is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's lovely. Yes, when I was doing writing the book and in those very early days and doing illustrations, I wondered, would they be okay? And I thought, well, I've got to express it my way. Yeah. I had no idea what it was all going to mean and where it was leading. I just tried not to focus too much on the outcome and just run with it, and it'll be what it will be. And, you know, and then as time went on, I hoped it would help people. But again, I didn't really and never envisaged today, for example, you know, so that's exciting.
Just goes to show that there are wonderful unseen forces at work, bringing people together all the time, supporting your beautiful work, making sure that people get to know about it. And it all started with one person, and that was Andre, saying, hey, Anaya, right? So, and the minute I'm talking, the absolute minute Carol Ann and I met you, because we always have a meeting beforehand to discuss the possibility of our guests coming on. We both looked at each other and went, oh my God, we love her. We really are so blessed to be able to bring Leanne forward for all our gorgeous people.
Yeah. And you know, the other thing is too, now you're in our radar. So, you know, we need to be kept up to date with everything that you're doing so that we can share it with all of the beautiful people who tune in to our show. And, you know, this has just been an amazing experience. And, you know, I'm just so excited that we've been able to have you on today, and we'll be having you on in the future. And that's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really lovely of both of you, Anaya and Carol Ann. Been a real lovely experience, and very warm. You're both very warm people and very generous. And I am working on another book, another children's picture book, so I'll let you know when it's ready. Yeah, I'm halfway through the illustrations, and this one's a little bit different. Again, it has a nice message. But this has a bit of humour in it too, so it made me laugh as I was writing it. So
Love it.
yeah, so
Always
I'm halfway.
A good sign.
Yeah, so halfway through the illustrations, I'll let you know when it's done.
Oh yes, please do. Now,
Definitely.
Erin says, I know what book is going in all the nieces and nephews' Easter hampers this year. Erin says, I was about to ask, is there another book? Well, there you go. Yes, indeed, there is.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is the impact. This is the impact of something so beautiful and so relevant and so from the heart. Now, another page I absolutely love, everyone. We all possess our special gifts. They are inside to be found. So follow your own special path with your 2 feet on the ground. And that applies to you watching.
Yeah.
Your special gifts are inside you to be found. And that's part of what today is about. Yes, it's about, you know, acknowledging children and helping them to recognize that. But the more that we do that for ourselves, we then become leaders by example for children everywhere, children who we will never meet. They will witness you in the supermarket. They will witness you walking down the street. Children are so intuitive, they will automatically recognize and relate to and take that in on a subconscious and intuitive level. So, you know, your special gifts are inside to be found. Just take that in and love it, embrace it, breathe it in, breathe it out, send it out to the world. It's a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful. Does Leanne have a social media page and a website? There you go. Good question.
I'm in the middle of putting it together, so yeah, so it should be out very soon, and I'll update Anna and Carol Ann with all the details.
Great,
yeah.
And we'll make sure it's on
Angel's
page and our pages as well, so that people know when it's available. So this is fabulous. I just think this has been an absolutely wonderful experience, Leanne, in so many ways, and I love how engaged you have all been with Leanne, with her book, with the message that it has. It's been a real coming together of souls today, hasn't it?
Definitely. It's really lovely to be able to speak to like-minded people, you know. it's a really refreshing.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It is. And it's surprising, you know, as we can see in the chat room, not that it's a chat room, the comment area, you know, there are so many people who are like-minded, and that's one of the really exciting things about Angel Heart Radio, because we can share so many beautiful things, beautiful stories, beautiful websites, and just conversations. And this is what we said, Leanne, you know, we don't sit here and ask you a whole series of questions or anything. We just have a conversation. And that's the way we like to work. And that's the way we're happy about. And just so excited you've been here with us today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. I was very excited too. In fact, I had trouble sleeping last night. I had to do my mindfulness, you know, feel the doona.
I love that. And it's exciting, Leanne, isn't it? Because you've really taken on board this the excitement of it, that you're sharing something that's so valuable to you. I mean, so valuable indeed that you invested so much of yourself and your resources and your time and your energy and your love into, you know, it's your baby, really.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's my it really is my little baby. I've given birth to this book. Yeah, and now I'm sending it out into the world, and it's wonderful. I feel very blessed.
Absolutely brilliant. So hashtag my 2 feet on the ground, everyone. Let's get this really moving. Let's get a groundswell going and support Leanne and her book. I mean, we've all just felt today, haven't we? We've connected so strongly how wonderful it is to have so much love and the benefit of this incredible book and the feeling that it's garnered in us in just less than an hour. Imagine what having this book in your home and in your children's hands and in the car. Bailey always has books in the car, and so does Abby, and they always read in the car, so particularly Bailey. So it's wonderful to make it available, and then they will, I bet you'll find they'll naturally gravitate to it.
Yeah, because our children are so important, you know, and when years ago children were sort of just, oh, you know, just go to your room or go to here, but nowadays it's all about engaging together and being with the children, and this book is a wonderful way to do that. Not only helping you, but it's engaging with your children, because the children are so special, and then they're going to go to school and they're going to talk to their friends about it as well, because they're going to be different. Their attitude in some cases is going to change in the way they're looking at life. And so that's a wonderful thing as well.
That's so true. It's so true. It's my hope as well. Yeah.
Gorgeous. So remember, this book is available worldwide from all platforms. I find balboapress.com to be a fabulous way to buy Balboa Press books, because they're quick, they're easy, and I tell you what I love about Balboa Press so much, that when you order from anywhere in the world, it will be printed near you. So if you're in the USA or Canada or Mexico or Spain or wherever you might be, you're not going to be buying it from Australia and then all the conversion fees and all that sort of stuff. No. It'll be printed near you and it gets sent to you, and you pay for it in your currency. It's so easy and streamlined. They're brilliant. I mean, they're a part of Hay House, right? They know what they're doing, and they've made it so that they can support us baby authors. That's what Balboa Press is all about. They're brilliant. So thank you, Louise Hay in Heaven. You really did something beautiful when you were walking through your favorite park, Balboa Park, and you really conceived this idea and made sure that it came to fruition, so people like Leanne and I and all the other authors would have a place to call home, where we were really nurtured and looked after and really were well supported too.
Yeah.
So true. Exactly. Yeah. They are wonderful to deal with. And I think, and the other benefit of having the book printed near you is there's also less, you know, of an environmental footprint, and it makes delivery faster.
It does. It really does. So, okay, everyone. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, Leanne, for just such a wonderful time with you.
Thank you, ladies. It's been wonderful for me too.
Yeah, it's been really great, Leanne. We've loved chatting with you today, and keep in touch and let us know how your new book is going, because we're more than excited. And also your website. Let us know when your website is up and running so we can share it with everyone as well.
Absolutely.
So, thank you for today.
So, everyone, we have Philip Duxfield from Rogue Therapies with us next week. He is our regular guest. He's going to be with us the third Thursday of each month in the US, which will be the third Friday here in Australia. Remember, we've got a new show time and day. And we are talking about, I really love this idea. We are talking about surviving frustration and conflict and maintaining peace with Philip. So that's going to be a fantastic program tomorrow. And the other good news is, and you'll find Rogue Therapies on Facebook. And the other really good news is Carol Ann and I have decided that we're going to do a regular oracle readings show for you. And that will be, yes, because they're so popular and the readings are so awesome. So that will be the fourth Thursday in the USA, fourth Friday of each and every month here in Australia. And you can come in and have beautiful reading and get really connected to the guidance that's coming through that way for you as well. So lots and lots on Angel Heart Radio. And that's not even mentioning all the other hosts.
Yep, no, lots happening, and it's just so wonderful to be a part of it and to be sharing it with everybody.
It truly, truly is. We are so incredibly blessed. Okay, everyone, lots of love. Take good care of you. And remember, as always, to be kind to you. Be very gentle and loving and warm and kind with you, because being kind to you teaches other people how to treat you, and it brings out beautiful energy in the world. We look forward to seeing you next week. And man, oh man, are we blessed to have your company. Thanks, everyone. We love you.
We love you all. Thanks, Leanne. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank